It was a Friday night, and my friends and I were sitting at a table. We were doing some gambling, usual card games, crazy eights, but we were playing BlakJack at this particular time. The game was, like any other BlakJack game. They turned the cards down, and I got BlakJack. I was really lucky, so I wasn't surprised. Now, my friends, on the other hand, were nowhere near as lucky as I was. And that was a shame for them. BlakJack, I said. Oh, come on, that's bullshit, my other friend said. His name was John. I don't understand how you're so lucky and I'm so shitty, Tim said. Even though those two had also gotten BlakJack. I'm not cheating, Tim said. Of course you are. There's only 2 BlakJacks in one deck. He's kind of right. I mean, we're playing with your deck, Tim, so if anyone's cheating, it's you. Maybe I did cheat a little. I made some alterations to the deck, and I told you. But since you chose to neglect that, I told you. But since you chose to neglect that, I get an excuse. He's kind of right. Yeah, he's right. I don't like it. Hey, I got an idea, said. Though it was only after we'd split the pot, which was $300. So, unwillingly, we split it $100 each way for us. Even though we thought it should count as Tim cheating. I got an idea, I said. How about we each pick our favorite card of the deck, and then we roll a dice, and whoever gets the highest number, has the best card, and wins the $300 we had in the pot total. Okay, I'm up for that. Well, I don't want to do it, but it's worth a shot. Alright. Tim rolled, and he got his card he chose was a king of diamonds, and he rolled a 4. Nice. That's a cool roll, but you'll probably get a 6, Andrew. My name is Andrew. I obviously did roll a 6, and my card was the BlakJack of spades with one eye. My friend John rolled a 5, and he was a king. He chose a king of hearts. Well, I didn't win it. I obviously won the $300. I'd give my soul to be as lucky as you. I'd give anything to be as lucky as you, Andrew, Tim said. Well, I'm going to bed. I went to bed, and I heard those two swearing at each other, so they must have gotten into a fight about something stupid. When I awoke the next morning, I expected things to be thrown all over the place. They were, but the only thing untouched was the card I had picked. Odd, right? Well, this is what was even odder. My friend John was missing. I went to his house. I couldn't call him. In fact, no one had seen him. He was just gone. A week later, the police found his body. No one knew how he was murdered, but people suspected it was an enemy of his. Even though he had a few enemies, they were several places, and the places they were too far away. Even hiring a hitman would be too expensive to do that, so it didn't seem possible. I eventually tracked down my other friend Tim after a few days, and I got him talking to me. I know what happened to John, he said. Well, maybe you could tell the police. Maybe you could. No. If I told the police, they'd arrest me. Why would they arrest you? Because I killed him. You what? What do you mean you killed him? What do you mean you killed? I killed him, he said, emotionless. I After I'd said I'd sell my soul to be as lucky as you, I heard a voice coming from the card you had picked. It said, "You must sacrifice your best friend to grant your wish." I, I, I knew it meant him, so I killed him. I should also mention Tim is a huge gambler. All my debts are paid off now. I don't even lose a card game anymore. I win all my card games. And I regret it, sure, but not as much as I thought I would. The only problem is, well, I have to make another sacrifice someone else dear to me. I knew he was talking about me. I saw him reach for the knife. I thought quicker, and I pulled out my Glock and I shot him. It was 2 months later, and I was at a casino. I'd spent almost all my money, basically, trying to drown out the sorrow. Half that I'd spent was on booze, and the other half was on gambling slot machines. I'd won a few, but I'd spent that as well, and I was starting to get desperate. With the little money I had left, I went over to a card table. "What game would you like to play?" the dealer asked. "BlakJack," I said. As he turned over the cards, I was shaking. For what reason, I don't know, but when I turned up my cards, I looked, and as I saw the one-eyed Jack of Spades, he asked, well, he said more likely, 21. What do you have? "BlakJack."